Hey everybody, how's it going? I just learned something about 2021 GMC Yukons, Chevy Tahoes, Chevy Suburbans, and Cadillac Escalades. There is a recall for the fuel pump control module. Now this is a very common thing I see on some of the groups on Facebook and forums that goes wrong that will cause a no start condition. Basically the fuel pump control module takes a crap, then there's no way to get fuel to the engine to start the vehicle. It can also cause a power loss situation if the module fails while driving. So anyways, there is a recall, and here's the paperwork for the recall. There's the recall number issued on September 11th, 2025, and you can see it's the fuel pump control module, and it affects a multitude of GM vehicles, not just the Suburbans, Tahoes, Yukons, etc. But you can see all of these Buick, Cadillac models, Chevrolet Blazer, Camaro, Equinox Express, Malibu, Suburban Tahoe, Cadia, Savannah, Terrain, Yukon, Yukon XL. So the corrective measure is to replace the module. Very simple. This is the fuel pump control module part number for Tahoes, Yukons, Suburbans, Escalades. This is the one for all these other vehicles. And I preempted this because I've seen so many reports of the failure on the Facebook groups and whatnot that I bought a module to have as a spare several months ago in case ours went kaput. Now, as far as I can tell, it just affects 2021 according to the paperwork. That being said, I don't know if it'll be extended to other years. That is remain to be seen. This is the fuel pump control module. It is just a big connector on the bottom and it's bolted into the frame. There's the part number again. I'll show you where it's located. I'm not actually going to replace it right now because ours is still working. If it fails, I'll replace it and I'll make a video on that. But this is just a FYI video. So about halfway down the cab on the frame rail, there is a small box right here with like a shield on it. And this is where the fuel pump control module is housed. So the connector is right there on the bottom. And then this shield is held on with a bolt there and another bolt there. And then the module itself is screwed and bolted to this shield from the backside. So you actually have to remove these two bolts, take the shield off, unhook the connector, and then you can unassemble the module from the shield. But in a pinch, if you buy a spare and you have a failure, you can unclip this and then just zip tie it till you get home with the new module in place. No programming is required to replace the module. You can just simply disconnect it, plug in the new one, and then zip tie it up here to the frame or something for temporary purposes just to get you back on your way. So I've just been driving around with the module in the glove box if we ever had a failure. That's all. I just wanted to share some knowledge that I learned, and we've been very pleased with our Yukon. Just around 68,000 miles right now. I do have a range module that turns off the DFM and auto start stop. I'm looking maybe one day do the mechanical delete. I've been talking to a few shops that are experiencing that, where they actually remove the DFM lifters and replace the cam and all the associated work with that. So I don't think it's something I could tackle myself in the garage here, just because the level of knowledge for that is a little intense. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So I'll post a link to this recall bulletin so that you can get a copy of it for yourself. It does say somewhere in here that it's going to be a tiered release, so it may not show your vehicle having this recall yet if you look it up on the recall website, but it'll eventually get there. Obviously, if you can get yourself a spare one of these, this was only like $55 on GM Parts Direct shipped. If you can get a spare just to have, do it now. These are going to be in short supply soon, if not already, because we're already, let's see, today's September 22nd, so the recall has been active for 11 days now. I'm sure GM dealers are going to start stocking these and keeping them and eating up all the supply. So anyways, that's all. I just wanted to share that information. Hopefully that helps somebody out. And as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Love it if you subscribe. Stay tuned for new videos. We'll see you next time. Later.